Marshmallow Fanboy back with another review, this time of the Cobra Pilot with the Cobra Claw, which is the Covert Light Aerial Weapon. I had this when I was a kid, and I couldn't wait for this to come out. There's a lot of great, like Etsy and eBay sellers who were doing 3D prints of this, but they were all more expensive than this, and they didn't come with a pilot. I guess one or two of them were cheaper. But while we're on the topic of eBay and Etsy, there are a number of aftermarket effects, like stands for it and things like that. I don't know if Gridiron has add-ons for the claw, but I wouldn't doubt it. You could probably kit this out pretty well. Of course, like I said, it's the Cobra Claw. It comes with a pilot. And of course, you can't see the claw from the outside. You probably have to put that bad boy together. But this is what it looks like on the outside. It is 152 with a QR code on the side. It has all of the things that it comes with on the back, including directions, which is very helpful. I'm guessing there's no instructions on the inside. I'm not sure what this top thing shows. Looks like, let's see. It's blue, the red. It looks like that's the wrist control that she wears. Claw, it looks like maybe sticker placement. Maybe it's showing you what goes into where, but it's also got sticker placement. Let's see, thruster and she has an Uzi. That's very cool. Let's see, she's got a couple different ways that you can display her. A couple different ways you can dress her up. So maybe that red one is kind of command thing, or makes her sort of a crimson guard pilot or something. It's kind of a halo mask, kind of with an oxygen. I don't know if that's just a different expression. Oh, it's a different color. Okay, so you get two races. You get a halo, and you get... Well, the helmet doesn't change. The helmet can go on anything except for the helmet, I think. But either one of these. So I guess the helmet doesn't really do anything. It's just sort of... You're supposed to have a helmet on when you're a Cobra Trooper. That's what it looks like with the helmet on and the halo sort of mask. And I was wrong. The helmet does go on in that expression. But the helmet also probably goes... There it is. The helmet goes on to this, or inside, I imagine that's where the halo mask is. And of course, right in the background of this, you can see G.I. Joe headquarters, which is so cool. Except the outside of it looks like a lot of computer monitors and things. And I'm like, are those windows? What are those? Why are they on the outside of the G.I. Joe headquarters? It seems very vulnerable to me. This is super weird. But of course, it has other Cobra Claws. It has the Cobra Rattler. Of course, everything's coming from here. Maybe they're not attacking G.I. Joe headquarters. Maybe they have to be. There's no Cobra logo on the center of this. So that has to be G.I. Joe headquarters, which they're starting to put out some modular stuff. So who knows? We might be able to get it eventually. But that is the Cobra Pilot and Cobra Claw. So why don't we open it up and take a closer look at it? Now that it's out of the package, let's take a closer look at the Cobra Pilot and the Cobra Claw. Starting with the directions, I cut off the back of the box because I didn't want to struggle to put it together. And it turns out there's not many pieces, just the 4 that you see here. And as far as all of the stickers, all that stuff is put on for you. Everything in the picture, on the box, everything on the back of the box, everything is the way that you expect it to be without you lifting a finger. Though I would put on the missile before you put on the wingtips, because the wingtips are meant to sort of go away from the missile. So if you're pushing in, you might have to support a lot of the claw to get some stability. So it's easier to put it on without that. Of course, if you're going to play with it, then you can do whatever you want to do. There's no port in the back of the rocket to put in a thrust effect. There were thrust effects for the thrusters that are really cool that could have gone into the rockets and that would have been cool too, but none of that. Also, no stand. There's no stand for the claw that either holds it independently or allows you to sort of display the pilot in a flying motion. But you can get those from third-party sellers on Etsy and eBay, as I mentioned in the opening. She comes with this. I'm not sure what it is, but of course it has all the rounds here. Looks like high caliber rounds. I don't know if that's. I don't think it's a shotgun. It could be a shotgun. I'm not sure, but really, really cool. The Uzi that Snake Eyes used to have. No stock that kind of unfolds from the Uzi. I'm okay with that. That's fine. I bet the silencer goes on that too. She has a weapon here with the silencer, and then she has, I'm pretty sure that goes on, yes, it goes on the Uzi also. So the silencer will go on the Uzi, it'll go on the pistol. Will it go on the, no, it won't go on the other thing. That's fine. I got a little excited there. These two go into the ports, the thrust ports, to make it look like it's launching, but these could have easily gotten plugged into the rockets too, to make it sort of look like they were launching. That would have been cool. Comes with an alternate head, a sort of a halo, sort of oxygen mask, full pilot, and this comes with a white expression, and it comes with the alternate one. Also, I left the alternate one on, but it has 3 choices for display heads, but also you get some variety out of the helmet. The helmet comes off, so if you want one of these guys and one of these with a helmet, you can pretend that one of them outranks the other one. Now let's get into the real meat, which is the pilot itself and the Cobra Claw. First, it comes with a stand. That was unexpected because it's not pictured on the box. Everything else is on the box, but the stand is not, which is very cool. However, even without the stand, when I take the stand off and the pilot is standing there, the 2 black things that come down at the back help support whoever's harnessed in. And speaking of the harness, this thing is super easy to use. What happens is there's this belt system that kind of goes through a loop, which means that no matter what size your figure is, it could probably go into the claw. The thing is big enough to maybe hold Road Pig. I don't know. But I think the first thing the Joe team asked was, hey, we're going to have a female pilot. Her waist is going to be quite a bit smaller, but can we get like Storm Shadow in there? Can we get Cobra Commander in there? And they said, we're going to have to. And they developed this. And it's really, really cool. Let me see if I can get this back out easily. I'm going to take off the helmet for the rest of this, but this is what the helmet looks like. And of course, both of them look like Cobra Troopers on the top of the head. But now you can see the Cobra logo is exposed now that the harness is a little bit looser. And the way that I loosened the harness was I sort of kicked the feet up a little bit so that the figure sort of came forward and loosened up the belt for me. But you can get rid of the whole thing. Let's see. Now it's off completely. I had to sort of wedge on the other side to get it off too. But the belt is enormous, and I got to show you the belt. First, I'm going to go over the pilot a little bit. The pilot's got room for lots of ammo and ordnance. Has a holster with a pistol. Could put the silencer in that bottom part if you wanted to, but it'd be pain in the butt to draw it. I'm not sure what this thing is. It was featured on the package. It looks like maybe it's a Target thing where maybe they look at it and they do some stuff, but I'm not sure. The Cobra logo you can see right here above the vest that has probably tons of ammo in it is really nice. The rest of it seems to be sort of engineered to sort of deflect heat, because I imagine the claw gets hot. So it looks like it's more meant to protect her skin than it is to sort of deflect bullets. But the whole deal with the claw is that you're supposed to be able to sort of get in and out real quick. I'm not sure what the silver stuff is on the mask. I'm not sure if that's that's a pattern or that's a kind of a gas mask or a cloth mask. It is really cool though. As far as the claw itself, like I said, the harness is very cool because it ratchets down quite a bit, and you can see on the belt. I don't know if you can see that actually. You can see on the belt there's notches, kind of indentations. You can't see that, and they go through the belt, and it helps hold, like, sort of latch on like a grappling hook, kind of. And of course, it's got all the landing gear. So the landing gear is cool. You can lower it, but you can also rotate it. It's on a ball joint on the inside, so you can rotate it, put it back. You can rotate it out. You can actually, yeah, you can have it all sideways if you wanted to. It'd be weird if you did, but to each their own. Go ahead and do whatever you want. Of course, the thrusters have the ports for the thrust effects. The rockets are on the downside of those. These do move. Let's see. These do move up and down, so you can have your pilot standing there talking, in a scene or something, and then you can raise it, you can lower it back down, and then they can grab on. It's really, really cool. The top of it has a cannon on top that rotates, which is not something that the original had. It didn't have a cannon that rotated. Ooh, this moves too. So if you're like in a severe downward thing, you can put this to there. The fins don't do anything here. These are more or less permanent, which is fine. There's little tail lights on the back. The anti-armor drone had tail lights on the back for some weird reason. Are you expecting to communicate with people behind you? It's just weird. Stop it. So it's got I don't know what they're called, but the little weather vane. I don't know. I tried, and it came out, and my brain went, "Don't say that. It's not that." But very cool. So if they're mid-turn, you can always sort of put this here and then be like, "Oh, look, this is this," and then maybe this is down a little bit to really help with that turn. The wingtips come up, so you can fire the rockets from this position. You can even fly it with the wing sort of up like that. There's the red and the green light on the wingtips. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. I know on a commercial airliner you have different. Oh, they bend down. That didn't occur to me. They bend down too, so you could have it down if you're maybe trimming for speed or something. You can fire from underneath. I don't know how you would use that, but I mean, it's not Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's not gonna. The wings aren't gonna fold around the pilot to protect the pilot. It's not a kind of a superhero property, but it is really, really cool. The cannon doesn't raise up or lower or anything, but it just stays forward. But that still gives you a ton of maneuverability. If you're flying, you can hit something from the side without getting right in its sights, and that's got to be at least a really good advantage. If you're looking at it, I got a feeling these are probably laser guided, and they'll probably hit whatever you fire at, even if you're not looking directly at it. But it has the claw logo, but that is the Cobra Claw and the Cobra Pilot. It was worth getting. Hasbro Pulse sometimes puts these back out, and I think the pre-order for these took a day or two to sell out. I think I didn't get in on it right away, and when I finally caught on that it was that it was going on, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And so I nabbed two of these bad boys. But hopefully they'll come back out. Hopefully they'll be on sale again. But grab it if you can. It's really cool. It's not your childhood claw, and it's not your parents' Cobra Claw. This is a new interpretation, and it's better. I've just said that, and then people were like, "No, don't," because the vintage is better. It's probably equal. I feel you. I just feel like this is the superior one, but if you like the vintage one better, that's fine too. Let's not fight. Let's be friends. Let's be friends. So that's the Cobra Pilot with the Cobra Claw. It's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Get it if you can. And until next time, enjoy your toys.